All right, so welcome to the Into Suffolk pre-arrival webinar series, Getting Involved, with your wonderful hosts this evening, myself, Rachel Emelock, Student Engagement Specialist, Christine Perlmutter, the Assistant Director of Student Experience.
Hello.
We also have Madeline Booman, who is a member of the PLCs, which is a student leadership group on campus from Into. And we also have the amazing Thomas, who is involved in pretty much everything on campus. If something is, ask Maddie, ask Thomas. They will help you.
And we have two guests today, Alex and Susan. And hopefully we have people watching later.
At home.
Yes.
So let's get started. So we're going to talk about getting involved. Now, does anyone know what getting involved means? No? All right. So getting involved is really talking about making sure that you're doing more during your time at Suffolk than just studying. Studying is super important for your academic and career goals. However, to have a good, positive experience while you're in the United States, we also recommend that you get involved in other things on campus, meaning you join a club, maybe you join a sports group, okay? You do something to have a full-rounded experience in the US. Part of the American educational experience is getting involved and doing fun things like organizing a day at the beach, or volunteering and helping set up backpacks for disadvantaged children, or building a house for a family that needs one. There are so many different ways that you can get involved at Suffolk. So we're going to talk about a few different things during today's webinar. First of all, why should you get involved? How do you learn about the Student Leadership and Involvement Organization, SLI? What are some important reminders? And what are some Into Suffolk opportunities for our students? Because at Into, we have specific student organizations that you can help and be part of. So let's get started. So our first question is, why get involved? So hey, Thomas, why should students get involved?
Well, thank you for the question, Rachel. So I think it is important for students to just go experience college life in the US of A. And it's a great opportunity to make friends, network with other people. A lot of people around here, a lot of professionals use LinkedIn. So that might be something that you might want to work on during your academic journey as Into Suffolk and at Suffolk University itself. And of course, connecting with everyone here on campus and off campus. And like what Rachel have said before, go volunteer and give back to the greater Boston community, which is quite diverse and fluid.
Great, thank you, Thomas. Thomas didn't know I was going to do that. He's a little annoyed with me right now. All right, so Maddie, what are some ways that students can improve their career opportunities?
Probably join a council. Like me, I was part of a peer leadership council. I think it could help you in career opportunities because we learn how to lead a meeting. We do some logistics stuff for if we're doing an event. We build an event like a monthly event. So it really helps you in your future. I guess it could help you if you work in a company.
Thank you. So some of the things that you work on when you're a student at Into with Suffolk is we talk about critical and oral written communication, which is really important. So one of the things that Maddie's learned as a PLC is how to make flyers. She also learns teamwork and collaboration, working with the other council members. She's learning about digital technology. She's learning about PowerPoints, Canva, also how to use WordPress for making websites, which Thomas is very, very excited about. And there's also the leadership opportunities. Once you join different organizations on campus, you get that experience, and you can take these red competencies and you can apply them into your career management. So professionalism, work ethic, you learn what your bosses are going to expect of you. Career management, you can also develop mentorships with other people in the different departments, depending on what it is you want to do. Global and intercultural fluency, understanding how people from different backgrounds communicate and get along. And also thinking and problem solving, which is really important, but also something that is at the core of American education. All right, so Annie, mute yourself. Thank you.
So, what does student leadership and involvement do?
Sure. So the student leadership and involvement, so I is an organization or a department at Suffolk University, and they oversee different clubs and different events that for example, you might get free food, you might get to meet a celebrity on campus as a speaker. So they pretty much oversee your experience here at Suffolk University as a whole, which is a little bit different for us student experience team, in which we specifically look after your well-being and your entertainment at Into Suffolk specifically. And of course, they have experiential leadership programs where you can, I think, collect points like leadership programs and go to different states like Washington, D.C. and whatnot. And they have this program that you might get a chance to participate in.
Thank you. Does anyone recognize, one second.
I think Rachel was saying, does anyone recognize where this place is in the picture?
Is it Disney?
Yes. Have you been there?
I've been there, I think 3 times, one in Hong Kong and the other 2 times are in Tokyo.
Wow, that's so exciting. Well, maybe when you're here, you can go to the one in Orlando and the one in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I prefer Orlando.
Yes, me too.
All right, so our next slide is talking about some of the major events that happen at Suffolk University that are put on by the SLI program. So they have a fashion show, which looks really fun. The fall involvement fair, which is the second week of classes. It's going to be on your events calendar when you arrive. It's a giant, huge, as you see, giant fair over at the Boston Commons. It's a really fun place to visit. There's also the PC Ramilly Reunion and the AAA Cultural Showcase. So there are a couple of different types of events. There are many more. I believe these are favorite events of some of our student leaders right now, because they are the ones that helped to make this PowerPoint. So I obey them in all of these types of things. Now, I know that some of you are not necessarily interested in joining groups and clubs, but you might be interested in how to have experiences in Boston. So I don't know if anyone here is interested in sports. I do know that there are a lot of incoming students who are very interested. I've already had a few questions about hockey. So with your Suffolk University experiences and RAM academies, you actually get discounted tickets for Boston area sports, baseball, basketball, and hockey, concerts, and events. So I know we had a conversation with SLI this afternoon, Christine and I, and they are getting tickets to the Post Malone concert next month. And those are I don't know if everyone knows who Post Malone is. I am very excited. He's right here. Woot woot. So yeah, they're featuring Post Malone. I'm really excited. I love Post Malone. I can't go. Most of these events are for undergrads. They get first dibs at the tickets, and then graduate students. And then after graduate students, staff. So I do not foresee myself having any tickets unless Thomas feels bad for me and decides to take me to a concert. But I don't think that's going to happen. So if you look over here at this strange picture of a large crowd with little boats, this is a championship parade. Boston is known in sports as the city of champions because our sports teams win a lot of games. So if you are lucky, you will witness one of these parades while you are a student here. And this is actually a parade that walks right by campus. So it is a great opportunity to learn about American culture and to be part of Boston history. So it's kind of cool. So I know you're kind of wondering to yourself, how many clubs are there on campus? There are over 100. And if you scan this beautiful RAMI QR code, you will be brought to a list of all of the different groups and clubs that are on Suffolk University campus, which sounds like a lot. I highly recommend you read through it. It is many pages long. If you have questions about specific groups and clubs, if you click on the name of the groups and clubs, it will give you a contact to send an email to. Totally recommend sending an email out. If there's no contact, let us know. We can reach out to the SLI, find out who their leadership is. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is something that is near and dear to Christine's heart, which is the journey. The journey, leadership without limits. So.
Yes, Suffolk University has something very unique and special. And it's for undergraduates, and it can be any number of years you want, from 1 to 4, but the more you participate, the more opportunities you will get. And so what happens is every time you participate in a club meeting or certain activities on campus, you get like a stamp, like in a passport. And the more stamps you get, by the end, you get rewarded by, you can join trips, special trips to go places. And every year is different. So I'm not sure what trips this year will be, but they will be amazing and wonderful. So the more involvement you have on campus, the more rewards you will get if you join the journey. You will also learn about service, global thinking, and leadership, which is also very important to you in your journey at Suffolk University. Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome. I have so many screens open. I'm so sorry. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the signature SLI experiences. This is what Thomas was talking about with the different trips that SLI does with students. Now, these are typically for undergraduate students. However, they do open up for grad students after a certain amount of time. It really just depends on how popular they are. So we have Leadership Exchange, which is going to Washington, DC. Leadership Winter Break, which would be over December, January, which is going to Florida. I was just in Florida. It's very hot there. I would much rather go during winter break. Global Leadership Exchange, that means that they're leaving the US, so they're going to Barbados. Barbados is very close to the United States, however, it is not part of the US. There's also another Leadership Exchange experience where they went to Aiken, South Carolina. So these are different experiences that you can take part in with the SLI program. There's also something called the Alternative Spring Break that Into Suffolk students have taken part in and really enjoyed. I believe Maddie did. Did you do Alternative Spring Break?
Yeah, I did alternate spring break. It's like for 4 days, 3 nights. So basically, you go like volunteer in like a farm in near Boston area, and into pay for the housing and meals. So it's basically a good thing to do during your spring break, especially if you're like living in a dorm, because sometimes during break they ask you to move out from dorm. Meanwhile, if you go to into, they pay you for a housing and a meal. And also you can get a lot of new friends because some people that join it is not from into, so you can get more friends like outside into. And it's a nice way to gain a new experience around Boston.
Great, thank you. Okay. There are other journey programs that are helping with leadership. There's leadership through sailing, lead hership, which is typically for young ladies, the help portrait, board breaking, emerging leaders reunion, leadership, dancing with the stars. Seriously? An etiquette dinner, which is really important. I highly recommend an etiquette dinner. This is teaching you the American culturalism of meals and, you know, what forks to use, especially if you're not used to using Western utensils, or how to sit. And this is really good for those of you who are going to be studying in business. If you want to go to business meetings, conferences, etiquette dinner, really cool. There's also the driftwood workshop, and probably a bunch more. Anything you want to add to this, Thomas? Are you good?
Yeah, I agree with the etiquette dinner. I think the SBS Solomon School also have these kinds of events too, and they are quite popular. So take a chance and go explore different stuff. Pretty much.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, so now talking about something a little bit more near and dear to my heart. What are some Into Suffolk opportunities that students can become involved with? So first off, we have the Into Suffolk orientation. So I know that Susan and Alex are coming into Boston. You're going to be going through your orientation, and you are lucky in that you get to meet Madeline, who's going to be one of your volunteers before you even get here. So during the Suffolk orientation, we have different types of schedules for events. This is an example of what happened for the fall 21. So that's why people are wearing masks in the picture. They went on a boat cruise, they went bowling, they did a movie night, they did a tour of downtown Boston, and they went shopping. We're not doing all of that because we have a bunch of other stuff to do. But we are going shopping. We're going on a tour of Faneuil Hall. We're not doing a movie night, but there is a special secret event for graduate students that Maddie may or may not show you where it is. It's one of her favorite places. We are not going bowling, but we are having a very fancy, fun dinner at the Boston Common. And we are definitely not going on a boat cruise because Rachel gets extremely boat sick. But during orientation, we are always looking for volunteers. So although you guys are coming in now, maybe in the spring, you have a good time, you remember it fondly, you want to help new students who are coming in. So you're like, hey, I want to be a volunteer. Okay, sure, come be a volunteer. We actually have one volunteer for coming in for fall who was a new student this summer. So we're not going to say, no, you can't be a volunteer. You've only been here for a semester. We actually promote that, really want you to be that. The next thing we're going to talk about is something near and dear to Maddie's heart, the Peer Leadership Council, which Maddie is the unofficial leader of at the moment. Go ahead, Maddie.
So I think we already mentioned it before earlier. So we built and manage an event. It's like monthly event during the semester. So for semester 3 events, we can do on-campus event or off-campus event. Last semester during spring, we go to the Franklin Park Zoo, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do Franklin Park Zoo, and on-campus we have a Leprechaun Day. So it's kind of St. Patrick's Day. So we have some bingo in school and we serve some food. It's really,
And what'd you do for the summer? What'd you do for the summer?
we go to the beach.
Oh,
For
you
the
went to the
summer.
beach for the
Yeah,
summer.
so we have like a
Oh.
small picnic in the beach. Well, during summer we don't have really much things to do because there's not a lot of people in the campus during summer. So we have one event. We go to the river beach. River beach. On Sunday, we're hanging around, have some food in there.
You went swimming.
Yeah, we went swimming. And it's really great. And what I like about this council is usually every semester we add new students, so you can always like get a new friend inside the council. And during our council meeting, when we build an event, we always make sure that what's the goal of this event is, and mostly our goal of the event is like to socialize more, to like gain more friends. Like, you know, when you just come in new school, you want to have a lot of more new friends. And joining one of the event is like one of the great things that you can get.
Yeah.
So, very
Good.
And please join for next semester. Even though you're new semester, we're more than happy to accept you.
Thank you. That's great. So Peer Leadership Council, like Maddie said, you run the event. I kind of just sit there and let you guys argue. And then I pay for it. That's how
He just monitors us.
I sponsor your events. I don't monetize you. So this is what's going on with the Peer Leadership Council. You do get a certificate saying that you were a part of the Peer Leadership Council. You get a LinkedIn recommendation from Into Suffolk. You learn how to network and mentor incoming students. You're also you're leading your own events. I'm not leading the events. I'm not in charge. Literally, for the beach event, I was given a grocery list and told what to go shopping for. And that was what I did. And that was the whole thing. And it went really well. And everyone had a really good time.
So we basically we have a team. So one of them doing the logistic, one of them is doing the marketing. So we separate our job with each other.
Teamwork.
So that's why, teamwork.
Yeah.
It's a great teamwork.
So the next thing we're going to talk about are weekly trips and activities that go on campus. So these are some events that have happened in the past, and they may or may not be happening in the future. So we have kayaking on the Charles River, which I am not necessarily a fan of, but Christine really wants to do it, so we'll probably do it in the spring. Yoga in the Commons, maybe we'll get back to that. Boston Commons is one of the most beautiful places in the world for me. It's one of the oldest public gardens in the world, so I greatly enjoy it. The Nutrition and Farmers Markets tour, we are going to show you about where these places are so that you can, oh, your laptop died, I'm sorry. Maddie didn't leave us, her laptop crashed. Her battery died, it's okay. So we might not necessarily do a nutrition and farmers market, but we will definitely show you where the farmers markets are and take you on different walking tours of the city. There's also RAM Talk, which are academic themed events. So we have different ones that we're presenting. We're working with different programs on campus. The library is letting us know that they're closing soon. It's okay. No worries. But these are the different types of events we're doing. So we do outdoor activities. This past summer, instead of going kayaking, we went biking on the Esplanade along the river. Instead of doing yoga in the Commons, we went on the swan boats, which if Alex and Susan would like to do, since I know that they're already here, I would totally tell you how to do this. And you can go do this either together or with your family and friends that are here. Farmers markets are over at Haymarket. It is a beautiful place to go on a Thursday afternoon. And the academic theme events, I think the last one that we just had was on how to create PowerPoints, which we are repeating in the fall. So don't worry if you missed some of these, they are coming up. This is just a taste of what we have. So let's talk about some important reminders. Dun, 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 dun. I know the ones that everyone's scared of. So instead of me telling you stuff, I'm going to ask you if you know what the important reminders are. So who wants to tell me, when does orientation start? When's the first day of orientation? Nobody knows when the first day of orientation is? No, come on. Oh, wait, did we get something in the chat? Yes, Alex says it is August 29th. Alex, thank you so much. You are correct. August 29th. Very good. Okay. Now, what is something everyone should do before they arrive in Boston? Any ideas? Something you think you should do? I know Alex and Susan already did it. What's something you both have already done? It's a special form to fill out. Do you remember what it is? Airport pickup. Yes, very good, Alex. You're on a roll. Yes. Please make sure that everyone fill out the airport survey. This is just letting us know when you arrive in the US. If you do not necessarily need us to pick you up, you can still fill this out and just tell us you don't need us to pick you up. But it is very helpful for us to know when you are arriving in the city, just in case something goes off. There will be quite a bit of congestion on the roads in Boston for the next couple of weeks, with all the students coming into the US, coming to Boston to go to university. So if we know when you're arriving, this would be very, very important to us. Okay. Now, next question. How can you upload your immunization documents? This is a tricky question. Any ideas? Do you know where you can go or what website you can go to upload your immunization documents? Oh, Christine has her hand up. Christine, where can they go?
To the health portal.
Oh,
And I'm sure that this PowerPoint has more information about that, but it's called the Suffolk University Health Portal.
oh my God, Christine, how did you know? So it's called the Suffolk University, it's healthportal.suffolk.edu. Okay, you can also get there through our student services website. So don't you worry about that at all. So if you need the link to that, you will get access to that. You guys are so smart. Look, airport transfer arrivals, the link's right here. It's gonna look like this. Your ID is your IN number with the E starting, okay? So E, number, that's in most of your emails. You guys are so smart. Oh my goodness, I'm so impressed. Okay, and last but not least, when is the next webinar? When do you get to hang out with me next? Any ideas? I'll give you a hint. It's not tomorrow. Christine, when's the next webinar?
It is next Thursday, a week from today.
Oh, next Thursday, a week from today. So next Thursday's webinar is called Into Suffolk QA. This is our last webinar before you arrive for orientation, which I know you're very excited about. Please come if you have any questions about arriving in Boston. You have questions about, airport pickup. You have questions about where to get groceries. Any questions? I know some people are having questions about math placement tests. Some people are having questions about, how do I get my IDs? How do I get my logins done? Come to our webinar. We're going to help you guys get all of that taken care of, okay? So you can come with your questions, anything that's going on, and we look forward to having you with us next week. Now, before we head off, I want to remind everybody, this is our contact information. We are available at into_Suffolk_students on Instagram. There's also the into_Suffolk Instagram that is by our marketing team. So both of these Instagrams. Both are really good resources for students who are coming to Boston. We highly recommend that you follow both of us because they're both going to show you about stuff that's going on in the city before and after you arrive.